Greetings Earthlings, I'm back with another iPhone mic review for you guys. So today we're looking at this guy, the IK Multimedia iRig Mic Studio, and if you do want to pick this guy up, it will set you back around $150 on Amazon. Like always, I'll throw some links down below. Now for the majority of this review, the mic is connected directly to my Mac with the input gain set on the microphone at around 10 o'clock, while the input gain on the computer here is completely irrelevant. It doesn't adjust the levels, but I won't do any post-processing like compression or EQ or noise removal for that matter, but I will likely boost it in post, so check the doobly-doo to see what I did. Now let's talk about what comes in the box. First off, you're going to get the storage bag, which offers absolutely zero padding to protect the microphone. You're obviously going to get the microphone. You get a microphone mount as well as a 5/8 to 3/8 inch microphone stand adapter. You get a desktop tripod stand. Then you're going to get 3 cables. The first one being a USB-A cable to connect it to your computer. You're going to get a lightning cable to connect it to your iOS device. And then you'll get a micro USB cable to connect it to, I'm guessing, a micro USB phone. That's my guess. I don't know what else that would be for. And lastly, you're going to get some documentation. Now, as far as the build quality, I have no real complaints here. It does have a metal body as well as a fairly sturdy metal grill, which is good. That's what you're going to want if you're throwing this in your bag while you're traveling. It is also a little bit light, but given the size of the microphone and the fact that it is meant for travel, I think that's a benefit here. On the front of the microphone, you're going to find a gain dial, which will obviously control the microphone's gain. Just beneath that, you'll find a multicolor LED indicator light to let you know what your signal is or if you're clipping. And lastly, you'll find a headphone volume control. And then on the back of the microphone, you're going to find a 3.5mm headphone port, which unfortunately does not offer latency-free monitoring. When I was using it on my computer, I was forced to run it through something like Logic Pro, which has a monitoring feature, but that is not actually latency-free monitoring. And then as far as latency-free monitoring on the iPhone, I'll go ahead and talk about that when I test the audio on the iPhone. Then as far as specs, this thing has a cardioid polar pattern, a frequency response of 20 Hz to 20 kHz, a max SPL of 133 decibels, but the last IK Multimedia mic that I reviewed actually measured this spec at 3% total harmonic distortion as opposed to 0.5 or 1%, so I'm not 100% certain that I trust this spec. But anyways, it has a sensitivity of negative 42 decibels, a self noise of 11 dBA, a bit depth of 24 bit, and a sampling rate of up to 48 kilohertz. Now I'm spinning around the microphone to determine what the off-axis coloration is, as well as what the rear rejection is, and seeing how we sound from the back, we're going to go ahead and continue to spin it around to 90 degrees, and now we are moving back to the front of the microphone, and now we're back on axis. Now I'm typing on a keyboard with Cherry MX Blues to see how much of my voice versus how much of the keyboard it picks up. Now I'm right on top of the microphone to test out the proximity effect. About 3 inches away from the microphone with the Stedman ProScreen 101. About 1 foot away from the microphone. About 2 feet away from the microphone. And about 4 feet away from the microphone. So now I have the mic connected directly to my iPhone XS, and I am recording at 24-bit 48 kilohertz, and this is how the audio is sounding. Now I do want to note that when you plug it in, you will be getting a latency-free monitoring, but it is not actually true latency-free. It's not zero latency. There is a very small latency, so if you're thrown off by hearing a slight delay on your voice, or if you're recording very technical music and you need to be precise, it could be an issue. So just keep that in mind. If you're recording on your iPhone or your computer, you're not getting latency-free monitoring. Now I have the mic connected directly to a Windows 10 PC. I did not download any drivers. This is just plug and play. The gain on the computer is set at 100 and the gain on the microphone is still set at around 10 o'clock. And this is how the audio is sounding. So right now you can see that my gain is set at around 10 o'clock. I'll drop this to 0 and slowly increase it so you can hear the noise generated by this mic's pre's. About 9 o'clock. About 12 o'clock. About 3 o'clock. and about 5 o'clock. What will I sing about when I got nothing to say? I've got no thoughts in my mind, so I'll just slowly back away. So although this microphone sounds fine, I'm just not terribly impressed with it for the price. So when we get to the pros, just like the last IK Multimedia mic I reviewed, this thing is insanely convenient because it works on iOS devices, it works on Mac computers, and it works on Windows computers. I also really like the fact that this records in 24-bit 48 kilohertz, and I think it did surprisingly well at rejecting plosives, especially when we just reviewed the IK Multimedia iRig Mic HD thing, which did a really bad job at plosives. This is a huge improvement over that. And then when it comes to cons, I was just really disappointed that this thing did not offer true latency-free monitoring. It has the headphone port, so it's halfway there at least, but there's still a delay between putting something into the microphone and hearing it in your headphones, which is a really big letdown. I also think that they just overboosted the treble frequencies on this microphone, which I'm not a fan of, and they didn't include any decent specs in the documentation they provided. Now, when it comes to my overall thoughts of the microphone, on the electric guitar, I thought it had too much of a scooped mid sound, and that's because they overboosted the treble frequency, and then if you place the microphone close to the guitar cab, it's going to accentuate the bass frequencies using the proximity effect, ultimately giving you that scooped mid sound, which I'm not a big fan of. On the acoustic guitar, it was just insanely bright, and it lacked any kind of full mid body due to that scooped mid sound. And then on vocals, in my opinion, it is just too sharp due to that overboost in the treble frequencies. It almost sounds like it has too much clarity, like it's too clear, and that makes it sound very unnatural to my ear. Now, would I recommend this microphone? Probably not. I personally wouldn't buy this microphone, even though I already have, so I guess I should say I wouldn't buy this microphone again. I wouldn't buy this microphone again, and that's because I am personally not a fan of the sharper tone, and I don't personally record on iOS devices very often, and if I were to record on iOS devices, I think I would get a much better quality product if I were to buy an iOS compatible interface and run an XLR microphone that way. So that's the route I would go. I would not recommend this microphone. But with that being said, I'd love to hear from you guys. So did you enjoy the microphone? Did you hate it? Are you planning on picking it up or avoiding it? Do you already own it and love it? I just want to know what you think of this microphone in the comments down below. And that's going to wrap up today. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you hated it, thumbs down. If you want to influence what I review, go to geeksrising.com/podcastage and cast a vote there. You want more videos? Click the logo beneath me and click the bell if you want. I've never said that before, but click the bell. People aren't seeing these videos. And I think that's it. That's all I'm supposed to say. I'll see you next time. Bye.